Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Cheers. I hope y'all having a good day. Y'all like my hair? Hold on, there's something. Okay, hold on. Y'all know like how you can see out your right ear a strand of hair sticking out? Okay. Sorry, y'all. I told you I'm like one person. I'm the stylist. Wardrobe, hair, no makeup. I don't do that. This is all natural skin. No makeup underneath here. See, no makeup. I don't do makeup. And then, yeah. It's been a crazy week, y'all, so forgive me. As y'all know, it's been a crazy week. And this whole week has just been BS, man, from the mass shootings to everything. This week, I told you guys that I'm going to be doing a part 2. Two episodes this week. I feel like, honestly, y'all, I'm gonna start doing more episodes throughout the week, because I feel like once a week is not enough to talk about everything that I want to talk about. And I try to do one subject each episode to keep it consensus around, but I feel like there's just so much to talk about that I'm about to start splitting up the topics, and then also making sure to follow up to like give you a full story and backstories and stuff like that. Forgive me, y'all. Okay, but it's your boy Javier. Cheers to you all. Get your drink. Hope you have your drinks. Let's get into some good topics. Let's get into some good let's get into some good discussions this week, y'all. Forgive me. First thing I want to talk about is this Camilla Harris scandal, as they're calling it. Now, as y'all know, Camilla Harris did not salute, and she's not saluted on countless occasions, and she's under fire right now because of it. Now, the reason why she's under fire is because she did not salute the Marines or whoever when she got off, or Air Force when she got off Air Force 2, whatever like that. And people are pissed off about it. Well, shall I say white people. And Fox is saying, oh, well, she should have saluted because she's breaking precedent. It's protocol that you're supposed to do it. And to tell you the truth, y'all, no, I'm just going to nip this in the bud right now because I don't want to talk about it no more. Ronald Reagan started this. Presidents before Ronald Reagan never saluted the soldiers when they got off the boats. Bullshit-ass Ronald Reagan, the ones that started the crack pandemic, as well as started is one of the reasons of this "Make America Great" slogan that Donald Trump took over, and also where he gave white people more jobs, where he was like, I'm doing for all, which really meant the few, which is white people, at the expense of black people. And black people were the reason why jobs were lost at that time, and then they brought in the crack pandemic. Oh yeah, I watched that whole documentary. I watched that documentary. I told y'all about that on the crack pandemic episode I talked about, which I need to go further into that, but I will later on, because there's just so much to talk about, and I've been trying to get it out to y'all, but it's just so much that but forgive me. But in that documentary, it talks about Ronald Reagan, the CIA wasn't complicit with being in a war in Mexico, and then they would be shipping guns to Iraq, or shipping like guns or whatever to Iraq, and then Iraq would send the weaponry, and then the drugs would get put on those big, Air Force planes, the military planes that carry like a whole bunch of stuff, and then they would ship it back to the U.S. and sell the cocaine and stuff like that, and the CIA was complicit in all that. Oh yeah, watch the documentary. It's on Netflix. Matter of fact, let me pull up the documentary right now for y'all, because it was a good documentary. It was crazy. I'm just gonna say this, and then we're gonna move forward, because I have so much I have to give to y'all today. This is like a crazy week. It's just been crazy, y'all. It's been crazy, so forgive me. But while I'm talking about that, we're going to move forward to the what I really want to talk about in this episode, which is Jim Crow. We're and I told y'all this before. I told you guys this before, that white people are going to find every opportunity to take us back to being in the Old South. We're still in the Old South here. You know, I mean, we're still here in the South because, you know, voter suppression, they still got plantations out here, not just in Florida, but in Texas, Georgia. They got all that shit, you know, and I've told y'all about the plantation stuff. We're still in the South. So, you know, I'm not shocked by these racist white motherfuckers and white people doing this, because I told y'all this and I keep telling y'all this. White people, whether they show their true colors that they're racist or not, and they're trying to cover it up with the law of being legal, white people are going to find every opportunity to take black people back to slavery. Back to Jim Crow, back to slavery. I'm telling y'all. So y'all need to wake up and smell the coffee. And if you ain't got no coffee, then shit, take your ass to a coffee shop. It's called, the documentary is called Crack, Cocaine, Corruption, and Conspiracy. It's on Netflix, and it just came out earlier this year. That's the reason why, because I remember they put a trailer out for it. I said, oh, hell yeah, I gotta watch this shit. Because, you know, I'm into drugs, I'm into the murder scene. You know, I watch First 48, I watch Cold Case Files, FBI, Mystery File, what's that damn show called? It started back in the olden days, but they just revamped it and put it on Netflix. It's called Unsolved Mysteries. That's what there we go. Yeah. And then I watch forensic files. I watch all that good shit. But y'all, yeah. But here's the thing. With that whole thing with Camilla Harris, y'all need to let go. The only reason, here's the thing. Before Obama, there was a time that Obama forgot he was getting on the. There's so many. I know there's like there's ground one, then there's Air Force One, there's Air Force Two, and then there's the helicopter one that like leaves the lawn. I don't know what that one's called. Whatever. I'm not obligated to know, but. That's, you know, the helicopter that be landing on the Rose Garden or the lawn, the White House lawn, and then he leaves. Obama mistakenly forgot to do that, and then he went back out and then saluted. He saluted. And there was a big media frenzy around that. But they said, oh, look at him. He went back out there. And see, they made it a big deal because a black man forgot to do it. But then he was like, wait, I forgot to do it. And then went out there and saluted. They made it a big deal. Fast forward. Camilla Harris, she doesn't do it. She's a black woman. So, this black woman, she has the audacity to not salute them. If this was if this was a white woman, if this was Clinton or Trump or anybody else, they would have not, and really it's Fox, mainly Fox, that is scrutinizing her because a black woman has the audacity not to salute the soldiers. And then they're saying, oh, well, she doesn't support the soldiers. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do that. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Trump talks all this shit about all these fucking military people. And then even I come from a military family. So I know it's not protocol to salute them. It's not. They don't have to. It's out of a sign of respect. And just because if you don't do it, first of all, she's the motherfucking vice president of the United States. She got so many motherfucking things going on, especially with this motherfucking COVID going around and motherfucking bullshit at her, and all these motherfuckers coming down to Miami and getting COVID and shit like that. And I told y'all this. If y'all want to do these mass gatherings and y'all come down with COVID and die, I don't feel bad for you, because you know the cause and effect of what you're doing. And it's not just in Miami, it's everywhere. People are flocking, and the CDC talking about, oh, you get the shot, you ain't got to start wearing your mask no more. You can start hanging out with bigger gatherings. Fuck that shit. You come in my house, you be wearing a mask. You gonna get hand sanitizer. I don't give a damn if you got the vaccine. I don't give a damn what you got. When you come in Javier's house, the CDC don't matter no more. What I say goes. You come up in my house, you gonna be wearing a mask and stuff like that. You know, but Camilla Harris and Joe Biden got so many other fucking things going on that they have time to bitch about this. You know how ridiculous they sound? And I even, I was commenting on Trevor Noah. Damn, I told you I was only going to talk about this a little, but I'm sorry, y'all. Trevor Noah made a post about this. He made a post about the thing. He said there is no actual rule that the president or the vice president must return a salute. This is just something Ronald Reagan started, which is true, and like the crack pandemic. And then I said, and this is what I commented on, and then there was a military woman that commented on mine. And I said, and I'm gonna read you the conversation. Oh shoot, I didn't realize I didn't realize. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna read y'all what I said. They're pissed that a black woman, in all capital letters, didn't salute. But Donald Trump did wrong to them for 4+ years. And Ronald Reagan was a whack president. He started the crack pandemic like he took the jobs away from us and gave them back to whites. He was doing good for few, disguised by saying all at the expense of the few. Trump got his slogan from Ronald anyways. If you watch that, and I didn't know that Ronald Reagan had the slogan "Make America Great Again." But now it makes sense where the bullshit got from, because in the beginning when he was doing his presidential campaign and I kind of was seeing how Donald Trump was his ways, I always seen Trump and Reagan like in articles. And I'm like, well, why is they talking about Ronald Reagan and Trump? Makes sense. And Ronald Reagan, if I'm not mistaken, he was from Hollywood. He was an actor. I don't know what movies he's been in, but he wasn't cute enough to be in movies, so I don't know what he was in. He must not have been that great of an actor to try to then become president. And this is why I said in my crack pandemic episode, I said, like Miss Ronald Reagan said, say no to opiates, white people. That's the best I can do for you. And then I said, and blacks appreciate soldiers more than anyone anyways. Remember, they put us over there to fight their war for years, and when we came back, they gave us crack. And then I said, I had to do a little promotion. I said, watch the Analytical Eye Show on YouTube to get the full disclosure about this. I gotta self-promote, y'all. I gotta self-promote. You don't know who may watch. You never know. Trevor may come up and be like, oh shit, let me watch this dude. You never know. So you gotta, any opportunity to promote. And then this woman, I believe it's a woman, I believe either it was a man or a woman. She or he said, Javier, I'm in the military and we avoid saluting each other. They always have to use the military to think they are standing on some moral high ground. Camilla does not have to salute, and I would be more than proud to salute her regardless of if I got one back. That is respect, and that's why we salute. Now, I don't want to give her social media thing away. But if y'all can kind of see, if y'all want to zoom in on it, there you go. I don't know if y'all can see that. But yeah, you could probably see it on Instagram any damn way. And then I said, hey, I put their username, tagged them in it, and I said, that's what I'm saying. My grandfather was in the military, served in Vietnam, and I have a couple of family members either active or recently joined. I truly didn't know we didn't have to salute to soldiers until this. I've always done it because I was told by my mom it's out of respect, which I am honored to do. I mean, truly, none of them should be using you all that are people to back their political campaigns because they make money off y'all. Don't treat veterans right when they retire. No help at the VA. Spend trillions, in capital letters, of dollars on weaponry for power instead of financial, medical assistance, therapy when you come back. True, in capital letters, help. They take people, turn them into soldiers, but never trained on how to try to be human while in the military or when coming back. No help transitioning. That's that moral high ground mess. But they use y'all when they can. Which I have an episode coming up about joining the military and honoring you all in the whole mess like this. So y'all keep an eye out on YouTube, the Analytical Eye Show. Self-promote, y'all. Sorry, you gotta self-promote in the midst of the fighting. What? You have to self-promote. I don't have a publicist. I don't have advertisers. I don't have none of that. This is just me. And quite frankly, I want to buy a billboard here in Florida and want to buy the highways to promote, but that's a lot of money, y'all. Have y'all seen the prices for a billboard? Even for the bus stop ones, it's a little expensive. But when I come into some good money, I will. Besides, I'm pouring all my money into this website. And then I said, I believe it's all because it's a she, in capital letters, that did this, and she is also black, capital letters, and she, being a black woman, in capital letters, has the audacity, in capital letters, to do this. If it was Fartface or any other white man, it wouldn't even be talked about. Or if it was Fox News, in capital letters, would have their back. But Fox News is just a daytime bad news meme live broadcasting of assholes. Let me repeat that again. If it was Fartface or any other white man or woman, it wouldn't even be talked about. Or if it was Fox News, they would have their back. But Fox News is just a daytime bad news meme live broadcasting of assholes. They are having a field day with this. I do recall when Obama missed, they kind of had a field day, but he realized it and went back out and saluted. Thanks to all your service, and tell your fellow men and women I said thank you. Especially during this COVID-19 mess. I know you all have it harder than anyone. Hope they have good protocols in place for you guys right now. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I'm moving on. Believe what you want to believe. But I truly believe it's a racial thing, as everything else. No, I don't believe it. I know it to be the fact. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Realize this shit, y'all. You put on your analytical eyes, tweak your eyes. I got bad vision, but I can still see. You know? Okay, but moving on. Did y'all watch the NAACP Awards last night? Y'all better have watched the NAACP Awards. You know, because it's good. It's good. I take that over the Oscars or the Grammys or anything else any damn day. They probably have better ratings than the damn Oscars or Grammys. The Oscars and the Grammys ratings have gone down. They've gone down. They've gone down. You know? They've gone down. Which doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. But congratulations to all the nominees and all the honorees and the winners. They did justice for Chadwick Boseman and everybody else. Just amazing. Everybody that was supposed to win won. And everybody that didn't win, you guys are still winners. We're all winners. Black people celebrating black people. You know, they don't show that on TV. They do. They don't show the complete picture. There was a trailer that aired last night where they showed this woman, which I'm gonna put it in the link if you guys want to click and watch it. They showed this father going in through the store, and like there's a woman that said, "Wow, I'm so glad you stuck around." And then they showed this woman that was standing at a bus stop not a bus stop, but coming out of the store pregnant with a child. And that's all we see. We don't see the aftermath that her husband comes up in the minivan and comes to pick up her and the kids. You know what I'm saying? They only see one part of us. They don't see the human black people. I'm going to put the trailer and y'all watch it. It's better watched than explained because it was a little, you know, I have other stuff on my mind right now. Okay, now that I got that out the way, because I want to mention that. And congratulations to Stacey Abrams, girl. You did your thing. I didn't know you had hosted your first, she hosted the 30th anniversary of the Million Man March that went to Washington, right? Yeah, I believe that's the name. Yeah. And then, come on, Black. Obviously, you're Black. You should know this. Come on. She hosted the 30th anniversary for that. I'm glad that I didn't know she did that at the age of 19. Like, wow, girl, you did your thing. She did her thing. And she's been doing it ever since. Now, I'm pissed off she didn't win governor, but I think because they had a lot to do with because she's beautiful, she's black, she's melatonin, you know. But that's okay, girl. God called you to do what you got. God designed your destiny the way that it was to move in this direction for a reason. 800,000 votes. Okay. Now, this episode y'all know is about Jim Crow law. And to all the, I'm going to be going more deeper into the mass shooting and gun law thing later on. But to everybody that has died at Virginia Beach, I know there was like 8 injured, 2 killed. Crazy. And that happened, I think, yesterday. Just shooting broke out. And also, everything that happened in Colorado, man. Because y'all know I'm from Colorado. I'm from Denver. And this shooting happened in Boulder at a King Soopers. God bless you all, man. God bless you all. I for all the loved ones that have lost people. Sorry, it saddens me. One of the things I want to talk about was that bullshit ass representative, though, and I don't think I ever mentioned this to y'all. Remember that representative that was under fire because she was saying how mass shootings aren't real, the ones at the schools and stuff. I may have mentioned this, but I had so many episodes and stuff that I'll be talking about, y'all. It's just flew over my head, but I'm gonna mention it again if I didn't. There was this woman that was a representative. I don't know her bullshit ass name, but she said that we make up mass shootings at schools and stuff so that way we can try to get more funding or some bullshit ass excuse, whatever it was, whether it was what I'm just saying now or not, the reason for what she was saying or why we was making it up, it was some bullshit ass reason. She was under fire because she didn't believe it was real, and then she tried to come out and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that bullshit. We're gonna talk about that on the next episode. The other episode that's uploading today, catch that out, because we're talking about Chris Harris and his racism ways, and that country singer that also has some racism ways, saying out the N-word and stuff, and then trying to apologize with his fake ass apology. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about a lot of this stuff on next episode. But backtracking, what she said was the bullshit thing. A lot of people out here really believe that, and the thing is, these mass shootings out here are by white people. White people. They going up into these motherfucking schools. The shit that happened at Columbine, if I'm not mistaken, it was a white motherfucker. All of these mass shootings happen where white people are mentally, like, you know? And some of it's from the bullying from kids. Some of it's because they're not being appreciated at home by their whack ass parents. Some of it is because they're abused sexually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Some of them are the bullies, and they just go crazy. You know, and oh, that's not my child, it's okay. And then they don't go to jail for all these mass shootings. They go into these detention centers and juvenile centers, and then they get put into medical treatments and get put on medication. Oh, my son is healed now, take him to Jesus. But if it was a black man, bro, they would have put that ass underneath the jail. You heard me? Like, crazy. I just wanted to mention that because that was something else that you know, but with these, that's because I was talking about the mass shootings and stuff like that. We need stricter gun laws. We need these white people to stop. There's no consideration. If you look at the death toll before coronavirus happened, the death toll behind gun violence, not just in the black community, okay? Because last time I checked, yeah, black on black crime happens, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow on the Black Code episode, which y'all need to watch too, because tomorrow, I told you I have the episode tomorrow. But there's a lot of mass shootings that happen here with weaponry. First of all, when I feel like with the right to bear arms, the only type of gun you need to have is a revolver or a 9mm. That's only guns you need to have at your house. If you're wanting to go out and hunt, you need a stricter gun license, and you need to go under a mental, physical, and emotional evaluation, and you're put on probation for 2 years before you can ever get a gun, which means no traffic violations, no felonies, no misdemeanors, no crime of anything, where not even a damn parking ticket. And if you are, you can never have a gun license. So yeah, and I think that we need to have restricted gun laws. What the fuck do you need a 12-gauge shotgun, an AR-15, and all this stuff like that? And all of these motherfuckers out here kill them up just last year alone. Remember that white guy that had an AR-15 or some damn gun with a scope on it? What the fuck you need with a scope? And he was killing black people? Remember that one? Last year. You know, last year. Hello? Knock, knock. Open wide, you know. Somebody's at the door. Last year. That white boy, I don't even know his name. He was ugly, he was fat, he had white glasses. He had glasses on. Looking for Mr. Four Eyes, I'll call him that. Last year, he did that shit. But yeah, black people are the problem. You know, I need Biden to put into law, and I like how at the Grammys, they had put, and Andrew Day, you did your thing, girl, with the Billie Holiday movie. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I wanted to say that. And happy birthday to Miss Aretha Franklin and Diana Ross, the queens. Happy birthday to you. I want to say that as well. And I hope y'all have celebrated women, more specifically black women in this in this Women History Month. I hope y'all did your thing, you know, do what you gotta do. One thing I do want to say though, is that Biden, we don't need you to be considering a gun law. You need to put an executive order in for these gun laws, because this is getting out of control. Because black people, yes, we have those handguns that, you know, that look like a handgun, but it's actually like a machine gun, and they just look like, We have those. I don't know what those is called. You know, and I've held a shotgun before, but we went hunting. Well, I didn't go, but we were going to go. But, you know, hunting. I've gone fishing. You know, I've done, you know, a lot of stuff in my lifetime. I'm done skiing. You know, we're really more snowboarding because I'm able to do the snowboard thing. You know, if you ever check out my Instagram, I did that was my first time ever snowboarding, but baby, I was doing the damn thing. Everybody else was falling on their ass. Good thing I had a little cushion, but not enough cushion, so my tailbone was kind of hurting, but it was a really fun time. Back to what I'm saying though, we need gun laws. There is no reason that anytime you need an AR-15, first of all, what the fuck you need with that shit? And the reason why I blame white people is because, like I said, if you watch that crack pandemic, they were shipping guns and stuff like that to America as well for money and revenue. They would ship guns to Iraq. The money then goes to Mexico. Then they ship cocaine and guns and stuff all that up here, and then they were passed by and this is why I say Bill Clinton is a bullshit ass fucking president. So was Ronald Reagan, and also the Clintons, the Bushes, and the Reagans were bullshit ass presidents back to back, the trifecta, because they kept passing into stricter gun laws, and they were the police officers during this time, from the 40s and the 50s to the 90s, they were passing stricter gun law. Putting in more law, not stricter gun laws, but putting in stricter laws for black people that were affected by weed, cocaine, everything like that. Well, we did crack. White people did the cocaine. If you watch the documentary, there's a difference. The cocaine gets shoot. Black people were doing the thing because it shoots right up to your brain, so you get a quicker high, but it only lasts like 15 seconds, it said. So you keep going to get a stronger high. White people, they did the snorting, which went into their body and bloodstream and stuff like that, but then it took effect over time. But what we did was a little stronger, whatever like that, but they treated us more like criminals than instead of getting us help. Watch the documentary, y'all. It's a good documentary. But they kept signing into stricter laws for us as criminals, being criminals. And then they were they were transitioning police officers, patrol police officers, to grade military officers for policing. With military grade weaponry. I thought, when I watched Straight Outta Compton, you know, in the first scene when they had the battering ram that came on those like military trucks, I'm like, oh shit, did they just create that for the movie? Lo and behold, when I watched that documentary, they had that shit. I'm like, what? I didn't know anything about, like I told you, I'm from Denver, Colorado. Now, Denver, Colorado was bad in the 90s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you know, era. But now it's fine, a little better. But, you know, it was more worse in like Oakland and South Central and Compton. And then the eastern part, like, you know, New York, the Bronx, Harlem, and stuff like that. So I didn't know about all this stuff. By the time I grew up, I was born Y2K. So, you know. But yeah. We need stricter gun laws, Biden. We need stricter gun laws. But I will be talking more about that on a separate episode. But I need to get back to the Jim Crow stuff. See, I'm trying to feed in a whole bunch of stuff for y'all. Okay, so this Jim Crow law. Everybody knows Jim Crow. Jim Crow was back in the 50s, 60s, and like late 70s, where in the South, the deep South, where I should say more the, like, I'm gonna say the like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, and then it went away. Where it was law signed into where we couldn't learn the same books, from the same books, we couldn't be in the same classrooms, because remember, segregation ended, so they needed something else to fill the void for that white people, because white people so scared of us. And so it was strict, it put in stricter gun laws. So like, you know, you needed to have I think I told y'all about this. First, it was only sharecroppers, and you had to own a certain amount of land to be able to vote. Then it became literacy. Then it became having a damn ID. And then it became you had to live in a certain area and stuff. It was like a whole bunch of big bullshit ordeal. Now, everybody knows, let me give you a backstory. So I was, yesterday when I found out about this, I was watching the news and I saw this woman being carried out in handcuffs. I was like, okay. Well, I wasn't watching the news, but I was just like seeing clips of it. I'm like, okay. So eventually something is going to make me face it. And then I seen it. I'm like, wait, what? Everybody's talking about Jim Crow too? What's going on? Which I wasn't too surprised about, but I was just like, okay. And so then I watched the video and I'm like, of course. Now so I watched the video. So Brian Kemp, the Georgia governor, and he's part of the Republican Party, of course. He signed into law the new Jim Crow for voting, the new Jim Crow law. And he's all pissed off because people calling it racial and everything like that. But if you look at the picture, you see all these white men in a private room setting that nobody else knows about, passing a law against voting. And then you got a black woman being carried out by white cops in handcuffs, all because she knocked on the door. So let me back it up for you and then give you the perspective. So remember when the voting came around? Remember when voting last year came around? And Donald Trump was like, well, I'm not going to be quiet because everything's fake. And then he was trying to get the governor of Georgia to fake the voting count and everything like that. And the governor said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And they counted the votes 3 times and won by hand. So he said there's no irregularities with this voting and everything like that. Fast forward now, he passed a law saying there's some irregularities, some fraud happening. Why? Because 800,000 black people voted. More votes happened, which turned the state blue, not only in the Senate, but in the representatives, and the state blue for Biden and Harris. So he claims that there was irregularities. So he signed into law this new voting. And I'll give you the specifics. I'm pretty sure I probably already heard about it. But let me give you the backstory. So here I am, the state representative, which her name is... shit. Shoot, hold on. So here I am walking through the state capitol. I know that the governor of Georgia is going to be passing this new law, so I want to see him sign it. I want to be there to witness it. So I'm knocking on the door. I'm Park Cannon. Knock, knock, knock. And the cops are like, ma'am, please don't knock. Please don't stop knocking. Stop knocking. No, I'm gonna keep on knocking. No, I'm good. I'm a state representative. Ma'am, okay, you're gonna have to go in handcuffs now because you're... No, please don't. I'm a state legislator. Don't do this. What are you guys doing? You have no proper cause to arrest me. Oh my God, here they are arresting another black woman. Let's take this out. You never know what's gonna happen. They may beat her. They may do anything to her because she's black. She's black. Let's take out our cameras. Then... lo and behold, they're passing into the new Jim Crow law 2.0. And they're calling this the new Old South. Well, when has it ever been New South? It's always been the Old South. It's been like this for years. Come on now. So, I'm going to give you some facts. So, this new, and not just Georgia's doing this. I believe that Florida's going to follow suit, especially racist ass Texas. And then there's Iowa following suit. And a couple of these battleground states are following suit on this law. So this is what's the specifications of this new law. Tighter, the new law that's been passed, it tightens voter ID requirements for absentee ballots. So meaning you have to prove now that if you want to vote by mail, you have to prove with stricter ID requirements. You have stricter ID requirements. So I'm not sure if that's going to be, I'm pretty sure if you read more into it, I'm just giving you the hindsights of everything because, I ain't got time. I'm not the news. I ain't got time to be going on all this. But I'm pretty sure you have to present an ID. Then you have to present your birth certificate and social security and all this stuff like that. Take picture, do all everything else. Then it shortens early voting period for runoff elections. So basically, like how, for example, if they give you 5 weeks early voting, they're not going to shorten it to 1 week. So they're going to make you get out there and vote. And stand in line to vote. Then it limits drop boxes. Everybody knows that they're already moved out voting locations, and black people, we're trying to bring them back in. And a lot of these voting drop-off boxes are placed at the post offices or nearby voting places that are in our communities, as well as governmental places like I don't know if there's some at the capitals or the courthouses or police stations. They're just going to be libraries. Wherever they're placed, they're going to limit them now. Which then, black people, we ain't got gas. We ain't got all this time to be on the bus, traveling to far places just to drop off things. So then we're not gonna go and vote. We can't even send them in now because they're tightening up the voter ID. So all the information we got to send in, which is faxing or copying photo IDs and stuff like that, black people don't have access to that because libraries are being closed down. Post offices, you got to pay for that stuff. You can't even go to USPS or UPS or FedEx to get stuff done because there's so much money. And you know the rent's due on the first. You know you got to pay for this, got to pay for that. Now we're gonna start use our stimulus money to start voting and stuff like that. Ain't nobody got time for that. This should be free because we pay our taxes. This is what we're supposed to do. Get what I'm saying? Follow suit. Okay, now it allows state takeover of local elections. So basically, like the federal government can't get involved. The Supreme Court or federal government in Georgia, like the FBI, not the FBI, but you get what I'm saying. The federal aspect of Georgia, nobody can get involved in it. It's only local. So when it comes to the recounts and stuff like that, the government can't get involved in it. They can't. You know what I'm saying? So for example, if the Supreme Court asks for a recount, or anybody asks for a recount, and it's not approved by the state, which is basically the governor or whoever it would be, they can't get it. So for example, if Donald Trump runs again in 2024, forgive me, Lord, 2024, he can ask for a recount, or somebody else can ask for a recount to make sure those votes are right. Because with all these new restrictions and shit like that, see, they're gearing up for 2024 for Trump. Because Trump is pissed off like a bitch baby that his ass lost Georgia. And Georgia has turned blue after 20 years of being red. You know? So that's one thing. And then no food and water and voting lines. Now, you know, as a black person, my mama, when she come to my school, she was all about, she was like, oh, Javier, why we gotta stand in this line? My back hurt. We need to bring chairs next time we come. I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. You know, kids out there with their parents, like, you know, my mama or daddy or both that picked up their kids gotta go directly there. So now they're waiting in the line to vote and stuff like that. No food or water. You know, it's hot out there. Georgia's hot ass motherfucking state. It's like damn near Florida. So, you know, you stand out there, you get thirsty, so you making these people die from thirst, water, food, everything like that. So they're not gonna be like, oh, I ain't staying because I'm thirsty. I need to go get something to drink. And then they come back. Then they have to wait in line more. And then they can't vote because they're hungry, they're thirsty. Like simple, they can't get simple food or a little granola bar or a banana or something. Really? And they know that more black people voted. And see, this is why I told y'all about that. I told you guys this previously. The reason why there were so many black people that voted, not just in Georgia, but across the nation, was because we were able to send in the votes by mail. Which is easier for us because we already working 9-to-5 jobs. Some of us working 2-3 jobs, full-time and part-time, like me. You got to come home, cook, clean, something, you know, baby daddy, baby mama may not be doing what it is. So you having struggling with that. You're helping sick relatives. Black people were suppressed already through our health, economical, all this stuff that we're being suppressed by. Of financial gains, economical gains, which is a difference, medical gains, just across the entire board. So it makes it easier for us to be like, hey, you know what? Did my thing, seal it, drop it off either at your nearby drop box or at the voting ballot booth where they have it, or drop it off at your nearest post office when you're riding to work, or you can actually put it in the return slot and the mailman comes and picks it up from your house directly. You know, like if you have an apartment complex, you drop it off in the box where it says sending out, or, you know, you put your lever down, or is it up? I think it's up when it lets you know that when you have mail inside that they want to take out or something like that. You know, you get the drift. So yeah. I told y'all this. So now she's been arrested on, let me pull up those charges, these bullshit ass charges. It looks like she returned back to the Capitol. But I think she was charged with 2 felonies. She was charged with 2 felonies after knocking on the governor's door. Let me pull up the felonies that she's being charged for. She was charged with obstruction of law enforcement and disruption of a general assembly. Now, I don't know. Now, General Assembly, if I'm not mistaken, General. Okay, it says the definition of General Assembly, the highest governing body in a religious domination, such as the United States Presbyterian Church. A legislation assembly, especially states. Oh, okay. So the General Assembly is to discuss, debate, and make recommendations on subjects pertaining to international peace and security, including development, disarmament, human rights, international law, and the peaceful arbitration of disputes between. Damn, you only give me that much? Hold on, let me see if I can find the rest. Basically, it means signing into laws for people, in layman terms, which layman means, how the white people like to put it, dumber terms for people that don't understand, but you guys aren't dumb. You just let me say how I'm saying it. It's basically of signing into law or disrupting, kind of like what they did at the fucking Capitol. That's obstruction of a General Assembly right there. Oh, between nations. Basically, that's what it means. Okay. Between nations. What did it just put between nations? Okay, but yeah, that's what she was charged with. 2 felonies. Now, when you are, if I'm not mistaken, you can't be a felon and be a state representative. So, of course. And then you have this picture of this white guy sitting at Nancy Pelosi's desk with his feet up, acting like who done it, how come it. And then you got this black woman being carried out in handcuffs by 2 white officers. Anybody see the problem? Put on your analytical eyes and get to thinking. It's a problem, you know? And then they just came out with a recent report that says, okay, and I'm going to give you some statistics. And MSNBC took these votes from the Target Smart Fair Fight surveys. And so this is some of the polls that they did for polling. Criminalize the distribution of food and water to people standing in line waiting to vote. 77% are opposed, 90% support. We're human. We need water to live. We need food to live and operate and think and breathe. You try sending your hot ass out there. You know what? This is what I want to take 100 white people, put them on a plantation, give them no food, no water, make them pick my cotton and see how it happens. No, for real. Sometimes I really think that in my mind. And I know that's a little harsh and racial to think, y'all, but true, like, I'm human, so rock with me for a second. I want to put 100, especially the racist ones, on a plantation. I build my own land, call it obvious plantation. Put white people on it and whip their ass. Like, oh, you ain't, look here, boy. You gonna pick my cotton, I'm gonna whoop, you know, like, I want to do that so bad. Who these 19% opposed? I want to know. Then there's allow the state legislator to take election authority away from local election officials, counties, and the state secretary of state. A lot of these people that don't even know what this stuff means. They don't know what this means. So I'm going to read it again. Allow the state legislator to take election authority away from local election officials, counties, and secretary of state. So basically, the state representatives of Georgia can then pull the power away from the Secretary of State, which helps oversee the voting count, as well as elected county officials that are in their counties, like the mayors and the not the congressmen. What was the one off of Good Times? What is that? Aldermen, yeah, aldermans and stuff like that. You know, yeah, all them. And then there was another polling that said shorten the early voting period. Oh, I didn't give you the numbers on the last one. 76% opposed to it, 18% supported it. And then shorten the early voting period. Opposed was 71%, support 27%. That's all the ones I see. Those are some of the statistics, y'all. You know? And a lot of people have been saying this, and I say it too. These governors and states and representatives, they don't do for us. They do for the betterment of themselves and what will protect their white castles that look like plantation homes. There's a neighborhood over here that lives by me in Florida. It's called Baldwin Park. If you go into their neighborhood, a lot of those houses look like plantation homes because they have those big ass pillars, you know, like a plantation home, and they got big ass porches and shit. Now I love a big porch. I do. I love big porch, and I'm kind of fascinated by those pillars, but. And not in the sense that it reminds me of slavery and stuff like that. Just the style of it. However, if you look at America, the industrial times, the shit we built, black people did. It's very kind of harsh to look at because if you look at it and you look at the house, you notice it being too white. In the sense of that used to be a plantation home, and you can tell. You can tell. But I think it was very bullshit of this governor, and then he's like, "Well, I don't like the fact that people think it's very it says the governor is offended that racist anti-voters." Hold on, 1 second. Hold on. Let me see. There was something else that was said. It says Georgia governor offended that racist anti-voter law is being called racist. It is racist because it doesn't affect you. When you pass a law that doesn't affect you but affects many that are impoverished and suffering, of course it's going to be racial. Of course. What else do you get? What else? Why are you so shocked that it is? That people are calling you out for it? You got this picture with governor sitting down, and you got, I think it's 2 pictures of white people on both sides sitting there supporting this bill. While you got a black woman being carried out of handcuffs and charged with 2 felonies. It's not like she beat somebody's ass. All she did was knock on a motherfucking door. You know? All she did was knock on the door. Knock on the door. That's all it was. That's all it was. It's crazy. I'm not shocked that it happened because I expected it to. And like I told y'all, I said this from the beginning. I see it coming. Every day that we keep allowing white people to slide by, celebrities, people in our communities, our teachers, our students, the kids, every time we let a white person slide by, we keep going back. I would have torches. I would have things outside that damn Capitol and be protesting and marching that ass off. I don't have a car, so I can't go up to Georgia. And I'm not going from state to state because I don't know what the COVID virus is like everywhere else. And I've been cooped up in this house all this time. But I'm not shocked, y'all. I'm not shocked. But hopefully there's a way that they can overturn this judgment, you know. And Georgia, when it's time for the governor's race, y'all need to boot his ass out. Now, I'm being serious. I'm serious, y'all. You gotta do it. You gotta boot his ass out. If you want any type of change, you gotta boot his ass out. And this is why I love Stacey Abrams, because she has been dedicating her life to getting to people to vote. She is the main cause for the reason that you have 2 Democrat senators in office in Georgia. You turned the blue state and have over 800. And I know it wasn't just black people in that count, but I say it because there was a lot more black people out there voting. A lot more black people. You know. But Jim Crow gotta go, y'all. I'm about to who is Jim? I want to know who this Jim Crow is, cause I'm gonna beat his ass. And then also during that time, Jim Crow, they were making fun of us by putting on blackface. And then that bullshit woman, Megyn Kelly, was like, I don't see nothing wrong with blackface. Okay. I wish she would have said that to my face, because I would have punched her dead in her face. And then this whole issue with the Sherry Osborne thing, the Sharon Osborne thing on the talk, the way she talked to, what's her name? What was her name? Mrs. Underwood? I forgot her first name. I think it was Sherry Underwood. What she talking about? I would have punched that bitch in the face too. And then on top of that, I'm not shocked she said what she said. I'm not shocked what she said, but we're gonna talk about that next episode. If you watch the next episode after this, and that one is, we're gonna talk about a whole lot of shit. But black people, hang in there, cause I told y'all they're gonna find every excuse to make everything that they do legal in the eyes of the law. They will. White people are going to do it, and they're gonna find every inch they can to take us back to slavery. Every inch. That's why I said like the Bible says, we're in the book of Revelation. We're getting there. But I'm telling y'all, white people, this is why, and it sucks because white people are the death of me. Because they got some fine ass white men. And sometimes some fine sexy women. But I love thick black women more. But white men are my weakness, I'll tell y'all that. Yeah. Sorry. But make sure you guys don't fully trust white people too much. And this is why I said on the last episode, we got to start doing more for us than doing for them. Stop trying to find a seat at the table. Let's create our own table. Let's create the Black Wall Street again. Let's create more than just that Black Wall Street. Let's create a Black Wall Street, not in Tulsa, Oklahoma again, and stop putting all these memorials up. Let's put one in California. Let's put one here in Florida, Georgia, New York. Let's give their ass some competition and some run for their money. You know what I'm saying? They want to be like us, but they don't want the oppression. They don't want the things that come with the bad of being black. You know what I'm saying? Hone in on it tight, y'all. Hone in on it tight. Because they're doing the most, the utmost. They don't. But I'm not shocked that this law was passed. A lot of people are upset and a lot of are shocked, but I'm not shocked. I'm not even surprised that this has happened. I expected it to. I was just wondering how long it was going to take. And then, last thing I want to say. They were talking about Biden and of course, again, Fox. Fox is a fucking problem. They were talking about, on Fox News, they were talking about Biden having cheat sheet cards for being a president. He had a little cheat, not like they called it cheat sheets. And I call it talking points. And they took a picture of it of, he's supposed to know what to talk about. Oh, he can't handle nothing. All he can handle is them stairs because he tripped up them. And then there was a video, if you've seen, there was a video that came out about Biden when they there was a whole bunch of people at a fucking bar, of course white people, watching him walk up the stairs and fall. And then when he fell, all you saw was hats go up, hands go up, yeah, and stuff. It was one of the most ridiculous motherfucking things I could have ever seen in my fucking life. Really. It was really a motherfucking bullshit ass thing that I seen all the motherfuckers sitting up there doing all that motherfucking shit, cheering the motherfucking shit. It's like a motherfucker don't act like a motherfucker never tripped up the motherfucking stairs before. Like, what, like, really? He's the old man, the motherfucker's gonna trip. If you ain't tripping, then you ain't old. And even I trip up the motherfucking stairs. I ain't tripped in a long time, but I fell down my damn stairs. And I'm talking about the ones in my house, not the ones I walk up to get to my loft, my apartment. But come on now. Like, you guys really focus that much on those little things. We have so much more important things to talk about that you're willing to forsake all this shit. Because that's why I said Fox News is more of a media. And I'm so glad that there's a lawsuit going on where they filed a 1.6. Now, I don't know where they're getting the 1.6 thing from. They should have just made it even $2 billion. But a $1.6 billion lawsuit against Donald Trump's lawyer as well as Fox News for all of the bad information they've given out. The bad information they've given out over everything that's going on, like all the information they've given out over the election and shit like that, and recent stuff that has come out. False information, false misleading news, law and stuff like that. Just the other day, they were talking about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. What do you see when you watch ABC and all them? You don't see them in NBC and them. You don't see them talking about Cardi B. And if they do, you see them on the Today. Now, the Today Show, I see them talking about it because it's gossipy. That's gossip. They're acting more like a Hot Topic show than anything else. They focus so much more on the black person than they focus on their own kind. Their own kind. And this is what I also said. I never have seen a white person go into their own community and talk bad about the community with the KKK, the Iranian brothers, the Proud Boys, all them. All them. Never seen it. And I probably will never see it. But maybe, you never know. You never know. But make sure y'all watch out for these white people. Make sure y'all check out the NAACP awards, because that came on last night. They're doing a rerun later on tonight. On you can watch it on now. I'm gonna give y'all now. Don't be saying y'all can't watch it because it's on BET, because BET is a basic channel. But if you want to get all technical, because some of y'all be trying to act like y'all don't have access to shit, so guess what? You can either live stream it from the NAACP.net website, or because BET is owned by Viacom CBS, so you can watch it on CBS, you can watch it on BET, you can watch it on TV Land, Paramount Pictures, MTV, MCT, which is the Country Music Network, I think, the Smithsonian Channel, Logo, Pop, Comedy Central. You can watch it on any of those. So you got opportunity to watch the shit. Celebrate us black people. Stop just focusing on the bad shit. But again, congratulations to all the nominees and the winners. Everybody looked spectacular at the awards, especially Regina King. I remember watching her when I was young. She's grown up on us. But I will be seeing y'all in the next episode. And then I'll see y'all next week. I hope y'all have a good day. Check out the Analytical Eye Show. Again, happy birthday to Miss Aretha Franklin and Miss Diana Ross. And also lift up all black women. Lift up all women, especially our black women, because they're the most underdeserved, unappreciated women in the world. And yeah, y'all, have a good Sunday. I appreciate y'all. Y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Avir Vassal. You can also follow me on TikTok. I am on TikTok now. I use that to attract the more younger generation, because it's much easier, because it's like quick. You can make a quick video and put it on there. Also follow. You can follow the Analytical Eye Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. But on Twitter, it's iAnalytical. So keep a lookout for that, y'all. Again, I'm still working on this website. Been doing a whole lot, y'all. Been working hard. But see you next time. Cheers.